Joining us. Are you dismayed by this? I think that's our point of departure.
Yeah, we are dismayed. The number is 1,207.
1,207
yes,
now.
From 1,006 fatal crashes.
Yeah.
So we are dismayed by this. We are worried about the level of compliance on our road and the way the South Africans have gone with impunity to act in different ways on our roads, which is not in line with what we expect from them.
Yeah. Do you see this as failure? Arrive Alive, RTMC, the Department of Transport, just the broad range of stakeholders that have been working on this, messaging, communicating, and so on. Is this failure?
I think the South African society has failed. We had set ourselves 25% target. We are not reaching that target.
Yeah.
Not because we as the authorities are not doing what we are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
All plans were set in motion and we've been doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
What has happened is that South Africans are just not adhering to the road. You get a 14-year-old who drives a car and kills people. No one in South Africa has got a license at the age of 14. So someone who gives a child of 14 a car to drive, what has South Africa got to?
Yeah. Is this a case of the law is not stringent enough, the penalties are not stringent enough, so as a result people are not paying attention? People just think, look, I can give my son the car or my son can steal it and there will not be any kind of consequence. Are we not doing enough here? Someone
has just got 25 years in prison for murder on our roads. In Kagiso, here in Gauteng, we just experienced someone who was also drag racing who has killed, that accident has killed 5 people. A father was cut into 2 through that process. The people just lost their father because people are just acting with impunity. The issue can never be about the stringency of the law and everything else. We are doing everything in our powers to ensure that we do that.
So what is the issue?
The issue is that South Africans must understand that the responsibility is theirs and everybody else. As in HIV and AIDS, where you can't be in every bedroom, the very same thing, we can't be in every car.
Yeah, but just in terms of making people understand, because you talk about the sentences, you talk about the plans that you put in place and so on, and still people act with impunity. So how do we bridge that gap to get to that level of understanding where people take responsibility?
The awareness part, we have come up with Get There No Regrets, which is part of the campaign that we are now rolling out. We are showing people the effects of what crashes do to people, do to communities, do to everybody. That's the first part. The second part is that I believe very strongly, that is my personal view, that people must, their licenses must be taken away. For instance, if you are caught to reckless and negligent driving, drinking and driving, I think we must precautionarily take away that license. Because it is not the first time you are doing it. It's just the first time we are catching it. That's what I believe.
Yeah. But it's not happening right now.
It's going to be happening
from
very
when?
Soon. We are talking to the minister in terms of Section 25 of the National Road Traffic Act, and we believe that in the new year that regulation will come into being. Yeah.
Just looking at the situation now, there's going to be another build-up of traffic on all the major routes, people coming back from their holidays. What messaging, what enforcement plans, what are you going to be doing? Perhaps that is different to what you have done now in December.
The enforcement plans will be the same. I do not think that there's a bit much we can do on the enforcement side, save for saying to South Africans again, we know that what is going to happen, most of our people are going to die from head-on collisions that are as a result of dangerous overtaking and reckless and negligent driving. And we are saying to them, it's your life, it's everybody's life. If we adhere to rules of the road, this thing would not be a problem in South Africa.
Yeah. Enforcement, how can we improve on enforcement? Because clearly these numbers are indicating that there's a failure at different levels. Yes, society is not doing what it's supposed to do. People are acting with impunity. But also there's an issue around enforcement. There's an issue around getting the messaging, not just the messaging out there, but the messaging to translate to some kind of behavior change. Are there any ideas on the table about how do you get behavior change? How do you make sure that enforcement is effective to the point of reducing the numbers and ensuring that fatalities are eradicated on our roads, if that is possible at all?
As I said, if people know that they're going to lose their licenses, which will curtail their mobility to a certain extent, that will change, and that's what we are bringing in. Also, the enforcement of what we call moving violations, dangerous overtaking and all those things, we need to employ technologies that are used all over the world to make sure that that happens. So we are going to do that. We are starting with the first 20 what we call hazardous locations, and we are going to be implementing.
Which ones are those? Because that was my next question. Which are the most dangerous locations in the country right now as far as driving is concerned?
I mean, 49% of our people die on our national roads.
Yeah.
36% die on our provincial roads. So 85% of the people are both on provincial and national roads.
Yeah.
Which ones? The N1 up from Limpopo, actually coming from the south. It will be from Kranskop going up to Makado. You are going to see the R61. You are seeing Moloto Road. You are going to see Beaufort West in N1 on the
Laingsburg,
Laingsburg and all that. So there are areas that we know what the problems are.
Yeah.
Others are fatigue, others are there. So we are going to deal with it from a different point of view, knowing what is the problem in one hazardous location and try to implement situations that deal with that specifically.
Collins Litswalo is the acting chief executive of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, joining us this morning talking about accidents on the road. So you said 1,207.
Yes.
That's the number as things stand now. So wherever you are, if you're going to be driving home at any time, please ensure that you exercise the utmost caution. You're watching